Hi there, my name is Steph and I'm from Blues Point IT Recruitment. So today I want to talk about salary. One of the things that I get asked most often by the candidates that I speak to in our business is how should I position myself on salary? So what they mean by that is, obviously all of us when we change jobs, we'd love to have a pay increase, we'd love to have a big pay increase of course. Sometimes there's a good reason to have more of a strategic move sideways and perhaps accept the same salary or even accept a little bit less. But it's useful just to think about these things before you embark on your search, and just to make sure, most of all, that you don't miss out on the right role just because of salary expectations. So I'm just going to talk through 3 points. These are the things that I would consider if I were changing jobs, and these are things that I encourage people to consider for themselves. So the first thing is to consider very honestly the reasons why you're moving on. If it's purely salary and there's nothing else, then you should consider staying where you are and asking for a pay rise. Now, you need to have a good case for that, obviously. It would need to be the case that perhaps you feel underpaid, perhaps you've taken on more responsibility and haven't been rewarded for it. Perhaps you've been told repeatedly that a pay rise is in the pipeline, but make your employer aware, before you start taking time off work, going out to the market to see what else is out there and so on. It's worth at least trying to have that conversation. Now the second point is very important, to consider what the role that you're applying to is actually offering. So for example, say that's £25,000 to £30,000 per annum. If you're on £24,000 and you're sort of marketing yourself at £30,000 a year, that could immediately put the employer off, because that's quite a big salary increase. You need to be able to justify that really well. So effectively, if you've got, say, a job specification which has got a lot of skills listed on it, if you're looking for the top salary on offer, you really do need to have most or all of the skills on that piece of paper. And if you don't, there's a good chance that you won't even get your foot in the door for an interview. So have a think about that as well. Think about things that are important to the client. Potential is very important, so it could be that they don't explicitly want someone that's got every single one of those skills. They want someone that has the potential to learn those skills, that can be a bit flexible with a view to moving into a more senior position. And also remember, there's going to be other candidates who might be a little bit cheaper than you, if that makes sense. The third point is most important, so just to see the big picture. When we scratch the surface, so coming back to the first point a little bit here, but when we scratch the surface as to what candidates' reasons are for looking for work, it's seldom just salary. Even if they say in the first instance that they're upset about salary, usually there's a bit more to it than that. So it could be that they feel undervalued, they haven't got a good work-life balance, they feel like there's a lack of progression, they're not learning anything new. It could even be they've got a horrible commute or something like that. So in the bigger picture, an awful lot of the things that are making you unhappy in work could be improved very easily. And it might not be all about money. It might be about achieving a better work-life balance, flexible hours, working from home, having a shorter commute, having a better overall package, having good benefits, that kind of thing. And having a better employer, and also, the bigger picture can be where you're going to be in 12 months, where you're going to be in 5 years' time. So actually having a clear career path and, a salary that gets reviewed regularly, so that you know that you've always got that chance of progressing, and you're always going to have support from your employer when it comes to progressing as well. So again, ultimately what we want for you is to get your foot in the door for an interview. We'll make recommendations in terms of salary to you based on that. If your gut feeling is that it's the right role for you, you might need to be prepared to be a little bit flexible on salary, just to make sure that you are the successful candidate. So for more information about the topic of salaries, we've got a useful blog article whose link is below me just now, I think. So thank you very much for listening.